You're like, you're in for a treat with this video. One of my favorite things I used to do is go over a game with some commentary, especially complex games, and give you some insight in what I'm thinking and what I'm about to do. And in this game in particular, I'll pause it for a second and see if you can spot the lethal that I spotted or had planned in my head for a couple of turns. It's made for a very fun and extraordinary game. This is the rogue deck that you saw in the previous two videos, but this time you're going to get a little bit of insight in how to play it, mulligan, and a few things like that. And I picked some of the most complex games that I played to give you more of an overview of the deck. But before that, today's video is brought to you by boot.dev. Boot.dev is a whole learning tool designed to be the smartest and fastest way for you to learn and master back-end web development from start to finish in Python and Go programming languages. It's a self-paced online learning platform designed like an RPG game to keep you engaged with daily quests and increasing challenges. Their platform is designed to get you to write a ton of code. Getting hands-on involved in projects is the best way to learn in their lab environment. Whilst it's not entirely the same, during my Cisco CCNA revision that I did a long time ago, something like boot.dev would have been a godsend for me during my learning process, because there's little bits, obviously with coding or inputting commands into a switch, and there's different aspects to learning things, and boot.dev lets you focus on certain aspects with these little quests that they give you. And this is a great feature because having fun tasks can really help you focus on one particular aspect or problem solving with coding. Their game features are designed to keep you motivated and moving towards your goal of being job ready with programming skills. And if you do ever get completely stuck or you want to see how the instructor wrote the code, there's a solution available for every challenge on the site. And I know not everyone can afford a membership to boot.dev, so all the boot.dev content is free to read and watch in guest mode. Paid membership unlocks on-hand coding, assistance, AI tracking, and other great content. Click the link in the description and use my code to get 25% off your first month or the first year if you choose the annual plan. Alright, you're joining us for the first game. I believe I'm around 1k in ranked at this time, and we're playing the rogue deck, as I said. This is a slightly different variation to the rogue deck. This has a couple of extra O Manager cards in there, one extra O Manager card for extra coins, because I believe coins are the key to making this deck a little bit faster. And we're playing against the Death Knight. Death Knight has been pretty good on ladder recently with the new location card and buttons getting buffed. And what I usually look for in the mulligan is any sort of card draw. Quick pick is something I look for. Dubious Purchase is also a good one. The location, the knick-knack shop is also pretty nice to keep hold of. You just want to continually draw and eventually hit the Sonya, the pirate. I can't understate how important it is to get the pirate down ASAP. Sometimes if you can get it down on turn 4, that's great if you have a coin. Turn 5 ideally, because once you get that 1-mana pirate, you can make a bunch of plays, much better than prep, obviously. With this deck, we hit the Dubious Purchase in our mulligan, which is great. Shadow Step's not a great card to have right now because we haven't got any minions. Neither is Breakdance, but Breakdance is very important with this deck because it lets you go somewhat infinite with the Tidepools and the Sonyas. Because you can always put a Breakdance inside a Tidepool and then you have basically infinite cards. Quick pick, excellent draw because we had a gap in our play. We're just going to overwrite our weapon and go face. The reason I didn't swing with the weapon initially was Death Knight has a bunch of 1 health minions, and I figured it might be best to hold the weapon and not have to refresh it later. But in this instance, didn't really matter. Alright, Horizon's Edge dropped. This card, every time a minion dies on their side of the table, it opens up. I'm just going to purchase here, just making sure I've got enough cards in hand, or I don't have enough cards in hand to overdraw. I'm just going to purchase for 4 cards without killing anything because it's not essential, and plus there's nothing on board. And it sets us up perfectly into playing the pirate on turn 5. Normally, I would forego most plays that I have in hand. If I have the pirate in hand, I'm always playing the pirate, unless I'm about to die and I need to do something else, but I'm always playing the pirate. I'm looking at pirate and O Manager here because I want the coin, and I'm going to pause it in a minute. Well, I'm going to pause it right now, actually. I have a plan in my head. You can probably put, you can, while I'm talking here, you can think what my plan, what is he planning? If you look at my hand, it's double Shadow Step. I have the Pirate in hand, which is going to be Shadow Steppable whenever, and I can cheat a bunch of mana. I have 2 copies of Tarslick there, and Tarslick, great board removal, doubles every time you use it on a minion. And I have, well, most importantly in hand right now, I have Mixtape. And our opponent has played very little cards. So I'll just tell you what I'm going to do. My plan was to attempt to draw as many cards as possible to get to Sonya. Play Sonya with the Mixtape. And then my idea was to Mixtape the location. The location being 4 mana. Now, that means you can make the locations cost 0. Or you can make it cost 1 and then you get a 0 mana copy from the Sonya. My board is empty, and I have a way to kill my own minions very effectively. So that was my plan. I don't know if you spotted that during my little bit of talking there, but we're gonna resume now. So obviously my idea, I had backstabbed my own minions because I didn't want to overdraw as well. Should mention that because Sonya is obviously key to the deck. So I want to play Mixtape as fast as possible before my opponent starts playing multiple cards, because I want to be able to really Mixtape that location guaranteed. This is a bit of a weird scenario where I'm not looking. I'm in my head now. I'm not looking to win with Grifter anymore. I'm like, oh, this will be a cool way to win, and I've tried to do this a couple of times, but I always fall short either on self damage or board space, and this is like the perfect scenario. And I have the weapon charge, so the only card draw I have currently is the weapon charge. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at how many cards I've got. But I just top deck Sonya anyway. Now, I'm going to pause again right now. Yeah, I've already revealed what I'm going to do. And the best way to do this, obviously, is to basically make the Sonya cheaper with the with the Pirate, the Scoundrel, Shadow Step the Scoundrel. You can play the Mixtape straight away there. Mixtape, I think I'm guaranteed to get this location. Let's watch. Repause. And we have enough mana because of the O Manager. Now, the O Manager was a new inclusion, because I say coins are the key. Some Druids would run Innovate. I used to run Innovate in my Druids. So to have an extra coin, that's massive. And board space is not going to be an issue. I'm just going to activate these as we go, because these locations are notoriously slow. And again, I think I'm pretty much almost guaranteed to hit that, because he hasn't played that many cards. So I'm going to have a total of 4 locations, which is enough. And this is one of the reasons why I run Mixtape. I have been mocked on Twitter by Alex for running Mixtape. And you know what? It's justifiable in this clip. So we've got a breakdance there, and I'm going to kill off my own minion. And because it scales, because that card scales with damage, I can actually kill off my breakdanced Sonya. I mean, I could have just straight up killed Sonya; it would have made no difference. But I figured I'd play it properly. Just think, always play the turn properly. And you can see how slow these locations are. But I didn't even calculate how much damage total that is. But that is a lot of damage. That was the first game. That was a complicated. Well, maybe some people might not have seen that. It's not a typical lethal. Kudos if you saw that. Would you have been able to play it as fast? If you're on mobile, probably not, especially with the locations being very slow. But let's move on to the next game. This game I liked a lot. This was against the Druid. I found Druids currently are reverting back to Ziliax, Marin, A&R, and they're moving away from combo. They're going for more big value stuff. And again, you can see I have kept the Dubious Purchase in hand, and I have the Pirate in hand, and now I have Sonya. Dubious is just a great card, and so is the location. I've compared the location to Auctioneer slightly, kind of like Auctioneer. The lower cost cards you have in your deck, obviously, the more chance you have of chaining cards together and drawing 4 cards out. Here I'm just going to Fan of Knives. Druids typically have quite chunky minions. Fan of Knives is a card that you can keep to clear boards paired up with Tarslick, you can actually do a lot of damage with Tarslick and Fan. But I do pick up 1 copy of the Tidepool here, and I'm just looking to continue to draw and play the Scoundrel on turn 5. O Manager's picked up. I should state in this match I was actually looking for O Manager pretty quickly. That's why I did a Fan of Knives, because I was trying to get O Manager and play the Scoundrel ASAP. Our opponent just did what's called Forbidden Fruit. So I thought it's a Reno deck most likely, because I'm guessing a duplicate deck wouldn't bother running Forbidden Fruit. And I am right, it is a Reno deck. And they do hit Cluster as well. Pick up Mixtape here. I'm obviously going to Mixtape the Cluster. That's what I'm going to look for immediately. Play the Pupil. I actually forget why I played Pupil here. I think it was just to empty the hand a bit and just take the coin and then play the Cluster. I think that was my idea originally, because I'm going to start playing some dubious purchases and I need to empty the hand a bit. And because I have 2 copies of the Tidepool, that was the idea. My only concern, or the only downside of this play, is I lose access to the Scoundrel, but luckily I ended up top decking a Shadow Step to bounce it back. The reason that's a big downside is I would have had to have waited for the second Pirate, the second Scoundrel, in order to do that. I think I correctly predict my opponent's plays, so we'll watch this bit from my perspective. So things they can do on turn 10: A&R, Refresh, Marin, Reno, to name a few. Yeah. That's their opening hand, basically. They can do more. It's ineffectual, because I've already got too much mana. And they got it all. Okay, we're back. So not only did I think he was going to do A&R Marin or A&R Reno, I kind of predicted he did all 3. I didn't predict he was going to do all 3. But this leaves us in a terrible position. So I have to effectively clear as many minions as I can here. So Dubious Purchase is going to hit hopefully the big 2 minions. But luckily what I did here was I played Purchase first, and now I can actually Tarslick the second copy, coin Pirate, and then play the second Purchase. So we actually go through a pretty decent board clear. But the way we had to do that was, unfortunately, we had to Tarslick 1 minion, kill it with the O Manager, and then move on to the next. So I didn't bother to prep O Manager, obviously, here, because I'm going to want to probably use that on a minion next turn rather than on the face. Face damage now. This game is purely going to be set up with Sonya, Pirate, Grifter, and we have those things in hand right now. I'm kind of just missing one of the Tidepools. So I'm my focus now is going to be playing the Pirate, get that down, and trying to clear as much as possible. But I can do a Sonya turn in order to clear as much as possible now. So I can drop Sonya, I can drop Pirate, I can drop Grifter, I can get a 0 mana Grifter in hand, and I can then bounce the 2 cards that I need back with the Breakdance. So I took Taunt. I'm going to most likely prep O Manager here, if I remember rightly, so I get the coin. Coin's going to be pretty important. So that lets me basically play 2 Taunts. One of those is a rush minion, and I believe the other one is pretty useful. It's another rush minion. This allows me to clear, because now I can backstab the 8/8 Reistra, whatever it's called, Reistraza. Run the 6/5 into it, take my Sonya back. So this turn is completely set up to get a 0 mana Grifter, which you can do. You just want to make sure you have a Pirate and a Sonya back in hand, and you're good to go. And if you take a look in the hand, actually, I'm not too worried about that turn. That was just a clearance turn. If you look in the hand, I have access to draw a pirate, you know, dig for treasure. Dig for treasure, I'm solely looking to grab the last Tidepool. And once I get the last Tidepool, I can probably set up lethal using the Grifter. I also run Cover Artist in the deck, which not many decks actually bother to run Cover Artist. I have it in there as a backup, and it's just sometimes just good to generate extra 1 cost cards. You get extra 1 or 2 free cards with it. Depends on the setup you have. Might not be necessary, because Tidepool obviously is almost like running a Cover Artist. Did our opponent bravely... He did, he played he played the Golden Cobalt at one point. I mean, our opponent's probably thinking, if I can't win with an ANR, Zero Mana Reno, and, you know, a Marin, then what am I going to win with? So I have led the turn with the Grifter, see what I get. I got the damage. That's going to be lethal. So the way we do lethal here is we're going to get a 1-mana Sonya. We're going to play the Pirate Treasure. We're going to get our Pupil. Then I'm going to play a... hold on, son. Don't do that yet. He's got a lot of health. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a extra copy of Sonya. So I'm going to do a little trade. Play the Pirate. Cover Artist the Sonya. Get the 0 mana copy of Sonya and 1 on board. Going to trade here. Yes. Then I'm going to play another Sonya. And now I am going to go ahead and start sending all to face. Because I don't have Breakdance in my hand. So that was important. The reason it was correct to do the Cover Artist there is I would not have had enough burn damage there solely with the 1 Tidepool. So you have to be aware of how much damage you can do with the deck. Which, you know, you can calculate that on the turn before, so when you've got time, because obviously turns are restricted to how much time you have. I'm gonna play. I'll put one more game on for you, but it'll be just a normal one for you. No more commentary on that one, but hopefully that helps you if you want to play this deck. Give it a little shot. Always look for your outs, and if you have some fun plays you can find, like the previous game, give that a shot. Enjoy. Merry Fielding.
I must protect the wild.
Watch your back.
Blood Tap. Which one's Blood Tap? Is that another free carder? Alright, that's a good sign. Hero Power on turn 3. Probably means they have ramp on turn... Sorry, Hero Power turn 2. Probably means they have ramp on 3. Either Dragon Ramp or New Heights, I would guess. Hazard, I guess. What's yours is mine. Don't leave me out.
Stay alert, my children. Danger.
You're merely a pawn for the puppet master.
Oh, I gotta kill that. That's a no-no, mate.
This treasure ain't fit for a pirate.
Oh, you got a new shiny passport? Tell us. I haven't had mine done for many a year now. I can't remember. I think mine runs out in like 4 years or something like that. Are you doomking me? Oh no.
Relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
Let's start with this. And this.
Now this is treasure. Oh.
I'm on a drawing spree.
This is treasure.
I'm on a drawing spree. I won't stop till I've drawn all the cards. that belong to me. It's because I'm on a drawing spree. Where's my Sonya? Please, Sonya.
I can't do it. Here we go.
Sonya! Oh, there she is. Starts to panic there.
I bestow these gifts upon the world.
Classic. Well, am I worried that he has a Zero-Man A&R? No.
The virtue of the wise.
Alright, mate. Alright, mate. Calm down. Calm down, mate. Don't mind, do you, bud?
These gifts upon the world.
You don't mind, do you, bud? I just borrowed this menu from you, sir. It's my hillbilly impression. How do you like that?
I'm almost out of cards.
Fuck. Say it ain't so, son.
The magic of life.
Well, well, well.
Choose soon.
Well, well, well. So one's full health, cleared the board and got a Zero-Man A&R.
Stay alert, my children.
Pretty sure they're a Ziliax deck by the looks of their play pattern.
I'm out of cards. Whack it down. Now this is treasure. Now this is treasure.
Who could put a price on such powerful artifact? I could.
He could. He could.
Whack it down. Whack it down.
God, I'm bloody good at this. God, I'm bloody good at this.
Choose soon.
Ah, I found a sea urchin. I mean, I already have a refresh of like 8 mana as well.